Hey, I'm Jason. I'm a game developer. I have a portfolio website. You can go click on all the links, watch my trailers, play my games, it's all there. If you want to hire me for anything, that's where you go. I made it myself, so I'm gonna make a video on it one of these days, I'm sure. Anyways, last video we talked about parsing player input through an attack state to find a move. In fact, I made a whole playlist on how I made this project from start to finish, how I designed and programmed it, so just go watch the playlist. In fact, watch anything I make. Play my games too, consume it all. Go watch it. Just go watch it. Make me happy, just go watch it. Go watch it. Go watch it! When you're done, please come back, please! So these two men really want to fight each other. How do we make that happen? How do we make them do attacks to each other? Well, firstly you need boxes that connect together. These boxes are areas made up of collision shapes. And we have two of them. We have the HitBox, which is the one doing the hitting, and the HURTBOX, the one being hit. They need to connect together for a move to actually do something. So if you have one and not the other, it literally does nothing on its own. Check this out. I'm chilling, right? I'm like hanging out, driving my car, with my car like on the highway. I take a wrong turn. I end up on the question highway even though I've got answers. And I'm in the wrong lane, into oncoming traffic. Oh fuck, I'm gonna die. I need to hurry up and answer a question or else I'm gonna die. Oh no! I died. I'm an angel. Because I'm good. But I'm dead. So, anyway, answer time. So, Jason, why not just use the built-in collision shape that allows it to move around the world as a HURTBOX? Well, you idiot! Sorry. It's for designers to have more control points over how to use moves and different scenarios that they could be useful in. I mean, look at this. This is move data and all its properties. There's a million billion dillion of them. Really makes you think how this Jason guy built this game to be so good and so efficient. I mean, oh, he must be so smart. Holy. All of these properties work in tandem with hitboxes and HURTBOXes to create interesting scenarios and use cases for every move. At the end of the day, the bigger picture is gameplay variety. And the only way to achieve more gameplay variety is to give ourselves as programmers and designers more data points to tweak. To that end, let's give hitboxes and HURTBOXes data points. Of course, you can probably make a game without hitboxes and HURTBOXes having data just by simply existing, and it would probably work. But by giving these boxes data points, we can say how they interact, when they interact, and what that means when they do. Example time. This is Sagat. He's doing his tiger uppercut move as an anti-air. Notice how Sagat phases through the jumper's attack. This is of course by design. This isn't a bug or anything, even though it looks a little funky. To see how they made the move so funky, let's go back and look at the boxes and see what kind of role they play. Really quick, I just wanted to say that this website doesn't exist anymore in this form, so I had to go back and scrub another YouTuber's video. Shoutouts to Broski. As a baseline, let's look at this frame first. Look at the HURTBOXes here. Notice how they're bright green. You can think of this as their default state. They have no special properties, so they're bright green. Now let's look at the frame we care about. This one. Here, the HURTBOXes are a more dark green kind of muddy color. This signifies a change in their properties. In this case, with this particular color, it means air attack intangible. Meaning, if an attack comes from the air, the attack cannot fully connect with this HURTBOX in particular. Next, I forget what the example was meant to be, but look at this hitbox here. It literally says, can't hit backwards on it. This one means that the hitbox here can't connect with a HURTBOX of a character who isn't facing in their direction. Alright, back to HURTBOX on this last one here. This is Ryu doing a crouching light punch. Notice the extra little HURTBOX on top of Ryu's head. This HURTBOX literally says, stand crouch attack intangible. That means that this box cannot be hit by a character who is on the ground doing a standing or crouching attack. Little side note for fun, this box exists to allow for air attacks to be a little more consistent in this scenario. Now, just based on these examples alone, we can infer that a lot of other properties also exist for hitboxes and HURTBOXes. Hitboxes might get more hit type scenarios, whereas HURTBOXes might get more intangibility options. Oh, and since I'm on this topic of HURTBOXes, characters in fighting games have 3 generic HURTBOXes: head, body, and legs. And of course, they can be authored per move to have these properties as well. Okay, boxes have been packed and stacked. Do you get it? I'm funny. Let's push them aside. Now let's focus on how we make moves cool. How do we make moves launch opponents in the air and cause weird staggers? This is what I call hit data. Before I explain anything, I want to show you what I mean by launchers and cool hits. This is Chun-Li doing her level 2. To explain hit data, we need to look at each individual hit and see what kind of reaction they cause from the opponent. This hit here causes the opponent to stagger back in a hurt state just enough for the next one to connect. But if we go to the end of the attack, on the final hit, we notice the opponent gets launched into the air in a completely different reaction. This is exactly where hit data comes into play. Now, don't get me wrong here. Hit data is useful no matter if your attack has 1 hit or 1,000. I'll show you this with an example from my game. This is the Dragon Punch from my game that I've designed and created using Third Strike sprites that I animated afterwards with move properties and data points that I chose using my systems. Let's say that in this game that I made that you can go download and play, that I've chosen that this move only has 1 hit. So it's a 1-to-1 relationship. Since the move only has 1 hit, it only needs 1 hit data. From the attacker's perspective, it's all about how much advantage they gain from this hit in the attack, like how much frame advantage or how much damage they deal. And from the defender's perspective, this data tells them how long they'll be uncontrollable for and how far away they'll be afterward. And all of these basic things work well together, but this move requires a special reaction. Remember, we want them to launch into the air, and this is obviously so much more than just frame advantage and pushback. So we create something more specific. I call it hit reaction. Hit reactions are how we create things like launchers. And just like with that Chun-Li super from before, we want this Dragon Punch to send the opponent up and backwards, flying through the air. So I made a hit reaction called Launcher that makes it so the opponent goes high up and far back. Then I added it to the hit data of the attack and linked that data with the grounded normal hit attack type. But because the opponent goes so far back during the launcher state, what happens if they touch the wall? In order to allow for chain reactions, get it? I'm funny still? Each hit reaction can choose or not choose a wall reaction and ground reaction. For the sake of whimsy and to show that game development can be fun and not just grueling and hard work, let's make it so our launcher reaction we made causes a wall bounce wall reaction. Okay, poggers. The move's done, right? Everything should just work now. Oh, but now I'm the idiot. I forgot one thing. We need some way to determine if the move should connect at all. I mean, we just spent the last 7+ minutes talking about all of this data, all of this information, all of these scenarios. So we need some kind of gatekeeper to say, based on the attacker's state and the defender's state, what kind of hit scenario we're even in, and what kind of reaction gets through as a result. Now, there's probably a bunch of ways you can do this, but when I was making my project, I thought of 2 ways. Let collision shapes handle their own fate, and send out a haha I hit you signal to the guy that they hit directly. And I think in most cases, in most scenarios, this would work perfectly fine. But the other option I thought of for resolving attack scenarios, or gatekeeping as I've been saying, was to create a third party that takes in every attack in a frame and determines at the end of a frame how that attack goes through and in what scenario that attack is in. Both scenarios have their benefits and drawbacks, but of course, in my typically over-engineering way, I chose option 2. I loved the idea of a completely decoupled third party that I can listen to and react to from anywhere within my code architecture that completely and independently resolves any attack at the end of a frame. Say 2 attacks are done at the exact same time and they both collide with each other's hitboxes. I could just say in a black and white yes or no way, hey, because they interacted with a hitbox, that they clash. Or, using a third-party attack resolver, I could wait for the end of the frame, say I have 2 attacks that are interacting with hitboxes, and determine, based on priority systems that I set up in that third party, whether or not it's a clash or a trade. And because of its decoupled nature, I just set all this in its one place, and throughout the entire code, it just continues to work. So after this decision was made, assuming the hurt state is set up correctly, my Dragon Punch that I've been working on should now be fully functional. And with that, attacks are now fully done. Next video is going to go into grabbing and how that works. I think it's a really important thing to cover, but I don't think it'll be a long video. And one more thing, I really want to make a video series where I go into the mistakes and fumbles I've made along the way before I got to this final design. So if you're interested in seeing that more raw code where I'm just kind of talking at the screen and looking like an idiot, just leave a comment or a like and let me know if you're interested. I'm probably going to make the series anyway, but I mean engagements and engagements, so just like and comment anyway, please. Hey, sub and like if you think I'm funny, or you think I'm cool, or you think I'm smart, or you think I did a good job. I think all those things, so I already did. Go check out my portfolio if you want to watch my watch my stuff. Bye bye!